Well, we're back. Yes. And yes, there was an episode up for a short period of time that I took down like the next day. And we are going to touch on that briefly. Because it's very important that we do. Don't you dare fall over. Before we do that though, in this video we're going to talk about the Distortions SAUCER Man, the new one, the re-release of the 82, the amazing giant, veiny, bulbous head, sack looking. Anyway, yes, he's back from 82. And what we're going to do today, so I sold this to a friend of mine in Beverly Hills. He talked me out of my life-size guy after I foam filled those hands. And it's like I'm trying to finish my basement. There's so much shit going on, and it's just been in the middle of the room. I said, dude, I'll sell it to you for sure. Because I may just buy another head when they come back out. I may just buy the head, although I've got 2 of them here. The life-size guy was just too much. There's too many life-size people around the basement here. Dwayne's gonna get some of his life-size figures back, thank goodness. He's able to buy some of them back, and he's excited, and I'm excited. Anyway, enough of that. What we're gonna do is compare the new one to the old one, because I've heard things. I heard an old one was molded. I don't think they found the mold at all. I think they had to mold a vintage copy to make the mold for this one. And whatever, they brought it back. Whatever it took, they did it, and it's back, and everybody should be really, really happy about that. I just want to compare size, so you guys know that bought these that have never had a chance to own one of the originals are super rare. So it's like you probably want to know, like, how big is this compared to the 82? So that's what we're going to do today. That's one thing we're going to do. Another thing we're going to do, I am trading off something incredible that's in this room that I acquired recently. And man, I'll tell you the whole story about that. I'm only doing it to acquire another amazing rare piece that I didn't think I'd ever be able to get my hands on. I'm doing a deal with my friend Dino. He certainly knows how to pluck nice things from these hands. That are things I would never sell. Like, people have asked me, I want to buy that. I'm like, nope. But then he'll dangle a little piece in front of my face, and I'm like, shit. And sometimes you can't pass it up, So we're going to talk about that. We are also going to... What? Oh no, are you back already? Come here, kid. I think there's other masks we're going to talk about. I just can't think of them at the moment during this intro. Oh yeah. Speaking of intro... Alright, before we get into anything, yeah, some of you may have seen my revenge video. Anybody that knows this channel knows once in a while I may post a revenge video or videos singling out scammers in the hobby, like people to watch for, blah, blah, blah. If you didn't see the last video, I'm not putting it back up. But it was me being funny, doing what I do, and that's when someone messes with me, I mess right back, and I try to do it in a much bigger way, in a real funny way, and make fun of them, and that's the way I do it. And the revenge videos, I always take them down. I don't just leave them up forever. So, long story short, someone in the hobby, we're not going to say his name today, someone in the hobby, for quite a while would surface and say bad shit about me, I'm filming!
You're pooping?
I'm not pooping.
What did you say?
I'm filming for YouTube.
Can I come down and show you my outfit?
I'm pooping! I'm pooping!
Okay.
Look who's on camera.
Oh my.
So
Fat cat.
we're filming right now for YouTube. Come here, honey.
No, I'm not getting
Welcome,
a
say hi to the
No,
world.
my hair is disgusting. This might be the outfit with the shoes I just got.
Oh, the Nikes I got you
The
today?
pandas,
the pandas? Yeah, that'll work.
Because she has her hair red roots instead of green roots
Oh,
right
she
now.
does?
Yes,
No, I got...
You're weird.
So, my daughter, I surprised her with something quite amazing.
My face will not be in camera.
Your face will not be on camera?
No, my hair is bad.
I surprised her with Front Row this Thursday for Billie Eilish. Yes.
Do you like my outfit though?
That's perfect. And it might be, it's the United Center in
Well, I have
Chicago.
to wash it, so the shirt's probably gonna fit better.
It's where the Bulls play. It's going to be, it might be chilly in there, but it gets warm. All the people in there, you'll be fine. Just bring a jacket.
Yeah, I have a black Nike zip up. Or not Nike. I have a black Hollister zip up at mom's. Oh, her butt.
I know. Get her out of there. Get.
Hey, why would you do that to her?
Well, she just can't.
Oh, it's in the
here.
house. It's in here. Great.
What?
Why? I thought you sold that.
No. Oh, you
I asked you.
I
why
did.
it was...
I sold it. I'm doing a little video comparison, and then it gets boxed up. We're gonna get another one though. We're gonna get another. I may get the
I
other.
don't think you need another one. Look at this room.
I may get the flesh colored one.
You don't need any.
You've got masks in here. You've got your little mask collection.
Yeah, the ones I painted when I was like 4.
So anyway, surprised her with Billie Eilish Front Row.
My TikTok is better than his YouTube.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. See you later.
Look at my fat cat's watching you.
Anyway, she deserves it. She's been through a lot of shit this year. And she's never been to a concert. And I said, and she's like, oh my gosh, Billie Eilish is coming to Chicago, And I'm not a Billie Eilish fan. Like, I will admit, her voice is incredible. I think maybe she did a deal with the devil or something. Because it doesn't make sense how that girl is that talented. But I had Jane's Addiction tickets. My girl and I were going to go to that. And the fucking Perry Farrell goes to punch Dave Navarro. And it was the week before the Chicago show. So I had a balcony at the Aragon Ball. It was at the Aragon, I think. A legendary venue in Chicago. I think it was at the Aragon. But I had a private balcony or whatever it was going to be for a shitload of money. Because I'm like, I'm going to see Jane's Addiction again, finally. And then, no, they're done forever now. So thank you. Thanks a lot, Perry. So anyway, I had all this money sitting in this Vivid Seats account. And she's like, oh my gosh, Billie Eilish is coming. I'm like, why not? She's a great kid. She deserves that. And I'm taking her. So anyway, where was I? Okay. The person that was talking, like every once in a while, this person will just like, write a bunch of shit about me. It's not the first time. And the last time he did it, it was several paragraphs of just shit. I'm like, what? I had the guy blocked for 8 years. I knew who he was. I just blocked him for other reasons years ago because of the way he and other people were interacting, blah, 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 whatever. I do a real funny video, 35-minute long, which is no big deal. I do YouTube videos. It's so easy for me to put together a half-hour long video. And those of you that know the channel and have been on the channel for a long time know I like to laugh. I like to really make it. I like to joke around. If I wasn't in the business I was in now, I'd probably have went in. I would have probably went into stand-up comedy. Like, I love it that much. Anyway, any chance I get to make fun of somebody that's fucking with me, I will 100% do it. I'm not going to sit there, like a big wuss and go, oh, I wish they would stop. No, I did it. And there's a really good ending to this, all right? So just listen. I'm like, right now, this is not about the previous shit. This is where this is going. There's a good ending to this story. It blows my mind. I make this video. It's funny. People are laughing. I'm laughing through the fucking video, but then I don't know, a couple of his buddies show up in my comments and they're like, you seem to be the one with the problem. You're the one, like everyone wants to turn around on the other guy. They're sticking up for their buddy. Of course, they're gonna make like me look like the bad guy. I'm like, no, I'm not the one that was talking shit about this guy over and over. Fucking nonsense. Like, oh, I'm not allowed to stick up for myself? Okay. And they're like, the one guy goes, the fact that you edited 35 minutes of film is crazy. That just says a lot about you. You're the one that's like triggered, or these guys all say butthurt. Like, you're butthurt. You're the butthurt guy. I'm like, dude, I come from a time that word to me is so cringy, butthurt. Like, I come from a time where we would just call you a pussy. Anyway, where this is going is, you know, these guys jumped in my comments. You're the problem, or you're the one with the problem, and you're the one with issues or mental issues. And I'm like, no, I'm the guy laughing for a half hour, making other people laugh, at the same time getting back at the guy that was talking shit about me. Like, that's who I am. There's no, yeah, I edited 35 minutes of film. And for the record, if I ever get the chance to publicly go after someone that talks shit about me, I'd make a 10-part miniseries out of it. You did 35 minutes, oh my god. So what? That's easy. That's so easy to do. I would never make fun of someone and not edit the footage. I think one of the guys' YouTube names was literally jerk off. Like, so trying to take these guys seriously is fucking hilarious. He's like, you're talking about getting in a fight at a convention, you're talking about fighting. I go, no. I told him to jump on my back like a monkey and scratch me or slap me. Get your facts straight, son. Anyway, where this is going, where this all ended up on election night of all nights. So somebody gives him my phone number and blows up on me like, oh, you're being a pussy and talk like a man. You hide behind your computer. So I unblocked him within 10 minutes or 20. It took me a while in the grocery store. And I go, hey, here I am. Like, I don't hide from nobody. Like, what do you want to talk about? And it turned into the most normal conversation that I never seen coming, okay? And that person literally manned up, okay? And I'm not joking around here. I joked a lot in the last video. I made fun of him. I had every right to, trust me. And he fully admitted it. Like, yeah, you had every right to fucking lash out back at me. He goes, he fucking apologized. He apologized to me. And it was, I'm not even getting into the details of it. No one else out there needs to know, but him and I. And I'm like, holy shit, like, that's crazy to me. I'm like, I did not see that coming, you know. To make a long story short, he really took me by surprise and was sorry. And I said some things, I'm like, you know, he goes, I don't want no beef. And I'm like, I don't want no beef. I don't want beef with people in this hobby. But it's funny when people think like, Rudy's the crazy one. Not like, no, guys been talking shit about me, I don't know, for years. I can't fucking stand up for myself. Are you kidding me? Obviously, you don't watch the channel. People that don't even know me or hardly know me are going to try to tell everyone else in the comments like I'm the nutty one. Okay. So anyway, hats off to him. He absolutely manned up, and it takes a real man to admit things and apologize, and he did. So, yeah, I feel like if I didn't do what I did, this would have went on for 5 to 10 more years. Like, it would have just been like, here he is again, here he is, you know, and I'm going back and forth with him. So I'm glad I stood up for myself. I have no regrets on what I did. You know, I told him, I said I was going to take the video down. I leave revenge videos up for like a day or two, but I took it down right away. I'm like, don't worry about it. Like, it's done. We're done. And I'm not blocking him again. And it was a really good conversation. So we need more of that in the world, you know? So if he's watching this, it was awesome. It was a great conversation. There was a few messages back and forth. Back to Halloween mask world. Yes. What I wanted to do before I shipped this guy out, I said, man, I should show people what they look like side by side. Damn, this is like pink foam insulation with some wood structure. I mean, it should be strong enough. These things are not light. I have a green one here. This was Frank's. This thing is super heavy for a latex rubber alien head. I mean, it's a Jesus. I'm gonna try to carefully get this guy up here. So this casting on your left, this thing is like that thick. It's insane. This was from Ed Edmonds. This was an original Distortions copy that Ed made for Frank of the Frankenstein, okay? And I have a feeling back in '82 is when Frank acquired it from Ed. And knowing Frank, he told Ed, pour me up a thick one, because I don't think the other ones out there are this thick. I have another one on the floor, another Distortions one, which I will show you. And it ain't this thick. This was Frank's copy. So Frank's pieces were always special. You know, he would ask Ed or any of the mask makers out there to hook him up. And apparently, my guess is that's why this thing is so thick. That being said, though, the thicker you make something, the smaller it is, okay? Like in the mold, if you keep making it thicker and thicker with the slush casting in the mold, it's going to be like a little smaller than something that's a thinner copy, all right? So just eyeballing these suckers, he has more of a nice rounder head, and he has a more taller head. Do you see that? It's definitely more skinnier and taller than wider this way and shorter. They are very close in size. I have a feeling I'm going to have to get the orange one up here, because the orange one back there, see it? That was an original from the original Distortions run of those flesh colored ones that Ed did. But it was custom painted by Mike Langlois, if you know who he is, and the crazy story behind him. Mike custom painted his copy. It's a certificate. It's one of Ed's original run back there, but custom painted. So I think the one by Mike Langlois, or owned by Mike Langlois from Ed, is the normal thickness. We can't go by this one, okay? I think Frank told Ed, I want a special copy that's going to last a million years. It's so thick. But right now, they look the same. Like these, if you just look from here down, this is taller, this is wider. I mean, they look the same. I'm not getting a micrometer out measuring things, but I mean, it's crazy how close they are. I was told somewhere along the way of making this one, when they reissued it, I've heard two different stories. I was told they got a hold of Tom Savini's original copy. And Tom Savini either sold or gave Ed the mask back or borrowed it for him to use to make a mold to cast these. Tom Savini's copy, because Tom had one. Again, I'm going through the grapevine, okay? Someone else told me, oh, no, someone had the master, or, maybe Jim Lawrence or someone had the, I don't know whose the other name was, but you hear all kinds of weird shit when stuff like this is made. It doesn't matter how it was made. All I know is they did not find the master. There's no way they had the original master for it, Okay, I'm going to be very careful. This is heavy, dudes. I don't want this to. Let me see. Wood and wood. Okay. Good God, y'all. This is going to be tough. I don't want this to break. All right. This was a factory 82 Distortions flesh colored head. Normal thickness. These are thinner than these, okay? These are thinner for sure. I want to try to, Jesus Christ. I want to try to hold it ear to ear for a minute and see if I could tell from the back here if the ears are like the same size. They certainly look close, man. Those ears look super close. Are you looking from the front? Can you see it, or is it cropped off? Hang on, guys. So first difference, thinner, thicker. Again, that one seems to be taller, right? Do you see what I'm saying? This dude is wider, in my opinion. I'm going off, I'm just eyeballing this. I'm not measuring. This guy was pancaked. If you know the old video I did, this thing was sitting flat, like almost upside down for a while in Ira Brown's collection. So it was like, there was no way it was gonna just pop out on its own and stay that way. I dug all the foam out by hand. It took forever. Then, when I got all scraped out, I took a wooden pole and I pushed the top of that head up because it kept collapsing over and over. It would just pop right back down. I'd push it up with the wooden post, and I was pouring foam in there to get the foam to solidify until I could finally pull that pole out. And then it stayed that way. It stayed all nice and rounded again. And that really made the look of that thing look 10 times better. But just by looking at these, the green one, the new one I should say, they're a little taller and skinnier from what I can tell. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the, I think I could take the Mike Langlois one off the pole. I refoamed the whole mask so it would stay nicely on this new stand. I'm going to try to get them head to head and just see if we can kind of eyeball them a little better, you know? Like, why not? That's a heavy duty freaking stand right there. All right. Oh yeah, no problem, no problem. So what we're gonna do is just curious, you know? Like, I don't think you'll ever see anybody else do this. So that's a head-on view. And you guys can like screen grab this and put them in Photoshop and put them side by side so they're perfectly flat. Obviously they're kind of cocked outwards from each other. Looks like King Kong's nuts. Another thing was, I thought the front of the originals were pointier here, you know, as to where this is rounder. Little differences. This came from the original mold. I believe this was out of a mold that was recasted from an original. You could tell how deep these grooves are. See the nice detail here, and it's not because this is shaded dark. These valleys are definitely deeper than that. So this here, this shape here, is this right here, and you could tell 100% that is way shallower than that. See that? I'll go from the side. See that? Jump over here. Big difference in the detailing. But listen, this video is not to knock anything. I mean, these are beautiful. They're beautiful. Getting your hands on one of these is nearly impossible, okay? And you could be paying tons of money, thousands in some cases. There's like an indentation here. There's like an indentation between the eyes here. This one is outwards. Let's see. This one's. They're all a little different because they're all foamed differently, you know. This one. This is what we just looked at on the other mask. This is a real one. This definitely has more definition, more detail, and more recessed areas than the new one. But again, you're still getting a quality piece that, you know, I never thought I'd see come back. I never thought I would see a Distortions Saucer Man back from the dead, right? So, yeah, overall, the size is not that much different. It's the shape. It's the detailing, you know? Bringing him back. You know, he's soft. It's like nice, soft, like a brand new piece. As to where those are super aged, they're not going to be as nice and soft as this one is. This is foam filled. They're cored out here to slip over that dummy head if you saw the last video. But you could easily get your hands on one of these and really detail the paint job more if you wanted to. But it's beautiful. Yeah. So my overall review here, I would say they were definitely recasting an original. I would say they recast an original. That's what I heard they did. The size, though, I don't know if they blew the casting up. Like, I don't know any other details. They could have brought the casting back up to closer to original size. But the size ain't that far off. It's just the shape. These seem to be a little more taller than wider. And, you know, you're missing a little of that detail. Like the others have more detail, but awesome piece. I just figured since we've had both of them in hand here, why not take a nice look at the two of them? You're going to Beverly Hills and you're getting the paint job of lifetime, my friend. Oh yeah. I may get the flesh colored one. I may order another one and get him in here. So I've got a green one. I've got a cool green one, but the flesh ones, I think the flesh paint job scheme is a lot nicer looking than these green ones. If you're going to choose between the two, the one they had at the show at Mask Fest was just phenomenal. Oh, I can't believe I missed out on that one. All right, guys. I mentioned a trade is going down. Oof. This is a tough one. Tough one. So, I recently acquired a piece that I thought I would never get rid of in a million years. And when I would look at it at Frank's house, I would kind of look at it and glance at it like, well, that is weird. And I'd kind of walk by. And it got moldy over recent years, and it just looked worse. So I'd look at it like, strange. It's so strange. And I finally, on my last trip there, I said, man, I'm taking this thing home, clean the mold off of it. So, once I cleaned it off and saw the paintwork on it and the sculpture work, I fell in love with it. It's a piece by Mike Trickich, and we've talked about this. Mike was in the special effects and sculpting business, worked on movies, production, as far as worked on the special effects on certain films. One of them being Jurassic Park, sculpting dinosaurs and stuff. And man, he was good at it. And that's what made this piece even way cooler, is that it was a reptile, or like a dinosaur, from like 1983, I believe. 1985. And this was long before Jurassic Park was a thing on the big screen. Yeah, if you saw the video on it, you know what it is. It's this piece right here. And it is freaking awesome, man. It's so cool. And the colors, I'm sure the paint, the paint is aged, and it probably looks different than it was when he first did this thing. But you could tell that someone with a lot of talent made this mask. And the crazy thing is, I've never seen any masks ever by Mike. This is the only one I've ever seen by this person. Mike ended up passing away, is no longer here. You could easily look up his name and learn more about him and see that he really was into reptiles and dinosaurs and loved sculpting that stuff. And it just made this piece cooler and cooler and cooler the more I looked into him and, the man behind this thing. Oh, so fast forward to my buddy Dino now, who had a piece that I truly was searching for long before I ever discovered this thing. In time, over winter, we're going to go and do videos on some amazing vintage photographs. Get! On some amazing vintage photographs that I found at Frank's house. Dozens and dozens and dozens of photos from the 80s and early 90s of mask collections, masks, sculptures. And in some of those photos, I would see a piece, and it would be in a glass case. And I go, man, who made that? I've never seen one in a collection, and I want one bad. And of course, later on, I discover that Dino had one in his hands, in his collection. And it's a piece by the great Paul Clemens, yes. If you remember, Paul Clemens sculpted at least half a dozen of the Halloween Society pieces. Paul Clemens was also an actor. He was in The Beast Within, for instance. So he was, in the mask world, Paul is a big deal. He's a very important part of the history of this stuff, especially in the Los Angeles, especially out in California. A lot of people know him, and a lot of people are friends with him. He's still around. I actually talked with him in Chicago or Indianapolis not too long ago. We face to face. Finally got to meet because he sold me his amazing London After Midnight prototype that he sculpted for the Halloween Society. But yeah, he's friends with all those guys. And he did a piece that I never in a million years thought I would ever get the chance to acquire. And it's from a movie I like. It's from a sequel that I love. It's not from the first film, but it's from the second film. And I don't want to reveal exactly what it is yet until the next video, okay? So just know that this amazing piece is leaving here. And I never... Dino drives a hard bargain, man. He's a very smart collector. Number one, he's pretty private. He's out there on Instagram and stuff like that. But Dino, he knows. He knows if he said, I want to buy that, Rudy, I'd be like, nope. He knows I would not give it up. And I'm not trading just this. I'm trading 2 masks towards the other piece. So yes, the other piece is quite amazing, okay? I thought about it and thought he was trying to go after other pieces like my Ultimate Alien. When you sent a picture of that, I go, oh my God, you are not getting my Ultimate Alien. No siree, Dino. What else was it? Oh, and my Screeb, my really rare Screeb mask. right there. I said, dude, he goes for the jugular, you know? So he said, well, I really love the one where the reptile is eating a guy. I said, and it's funny, when we were talking about this last time on the channel, I said, he kind of looks like Elon Musk in this guy's, in this guy's jaws. In a weird way, I think that kind of looks like Elon in there. It's funny. So, what will it be? What's coming to this collection that I would give this up for? Along with another piece by Harry Inman. Yeah, 2 pieces are going towards a bust of something. And it's so cool. And getting back to the vintage photographs I've got, those are cooler than most of the masks in this room. These old photographs I have are incredible. And I've been meaning to do this for a long time. I start going and scanning these pictures and walking you through these stacks of pictures I have and showing you glimpses into the old mask days, the old collections of the early 80s, the mid 80s, the early 90s. And you could see stuff like David Lady's apartment in North Hollywood in 1988. And you just see all these amazing masks on shelves. It's right in his living room. And that's the stuff I like. I like finding the old pictures and the old catalogs and old paperwork and old notes and letters. And it's just, to me, it's a time in this hobby that I was too young to be a part of. I was doing other things. I was going to the video store, reading monster magazines, collecting monster toys, and building models. But at the age of 10, in 1982, I was not collecting Don Post masks. I had some. I had a couple, but my parents weren't going to just give me all this money to build a wall in my bedroom of Don Post masks when they were like $30-$40 a piece. No. So to me, it's so great to look back in time and look into the lives and the collections of these guys who I'm dear friends with now, who are older than me, and they're what I call the elders in the hobby, the OGs, some people put it. And those, I'm telling you, once I start sharing these pictures, you guys are going to go crazy, because it's going to be some good content. And yeah, so say goodbye to him, folks. I told Dino, I go, you ever get rid of this? He goes, oh, don't. He goes, it's not even a question. He goes, I would never sell this or trade it off unless it's to you first. So I said, all right. Honestly, it's my only way of getting the piece I'm after. I've never seen one. I've never seen anybody sell one. I've never seen one on eBay. And I don't think you ever will. I think only a few were made. Now that's a very smart collector for you, the way he's doing it. He's getting an amazing piece out of my hands I would never sell in a million years. Very smart collecting tactics right there, folks. For now, I can't put him back on. He's got to go upstairs. I got to ship him out Monday. It's coming down to the wire. Look at that, guys. It says Trickich, 1980, copyright 85. And damn, is this thing awesome. I wish I could have seen this paint job when it was brand spanking new, And I guarantee you will probably never see another one of these. Dino and I were talking about yesterday or today. He goes, man, I've never seen this. I never knew it existed. I never even knew about Mike Trickich. Justin Mabry, of course, knows him, knew him, and he was in the special effects game for many years, and a lot of Jordan knew who he was, and it's crazy. It's just so crazy that this exists, and it's right here, right now. It was foam filled way back in the 80s, probably 85. Maybe he did it in the mold, I don't know, but from the collection of the Frankenstein, and it's so tough for me to get rid of a unique piece from the Frankenstein like this. So that piece coming. Some of you, I don't know, some of you may say, you're crazy for trading it. Others will go, that's pretty damn cool. Once I show the old photos and stuff of the piece,
that's coming, and we dig into that a little more in the next episode. I'll ask your opinion in the comments. What are your thoughts on the trade? Did I do good? What would you have done? You know, so all right, let me run him upstairs. And what else can we talk about on this cold November evening?
What else can we talk about, though? What the heck? We can't just end the video now. This bugs me that I can't come up with something. Wait a minute. Bugs. Oh, yeah! Remember I showed you the video at Mask Fest, and I talked to a young man that his name is Zach, and he has Zach Studio, and he made the piece with that dude right there with the praying mantis coming out of the guy's mouth, and he had the amazing bug masks. He had two of them on his table. He had a green one and like a brownish maroon looking one, and I kept staring at these bug masks like, those are freaking amazing. They were so nice that Tom Savini bought the brown one, and there was still a green one left, I think, and then eventually the green one sold. I had bought that from him, and then I blew all my money for the show. I couldn't get anything else at the end of the weekend, and I told him, I said, man, I may contact you to make me a bug or two. And then I did. On Instagram, I said, dude, I want the bug masks. I said, I want you to make me a brown one, similar to the one that Tom Savini bought. And I want a custom colored one, more like a something like yellowish, like a yellow jacket. And but his style, so it looks like it's, not this bright, happy bumblebee or whatever, but it's a dark, monstrous version of a bug that will just eat your face off your body in seconds if it had you. So anyway, I got those bugs right here. Oh yeah. Let's stop the camera and I'm going to bring them out. Oh my God, look at these. Zach, you did it, my friend. You came through, knocked it out of the park with these beautiful, beautiful bugs. I was so excited about this because I saw them in person. I kept looking at the antennas. I believe he 3D prints the antennas. But man, this is latex rubber. They're foam filled, as you can see here. I've got them. The heat's turning on. You may hear that annoying sound. But dude, I told him, I gotta get two of your bugs. I wish I had the green one too, man. Zach, you should do another bug, like not another color, but a whole nother bug head, like a beetle head, like a crazy beetle, or the rhino beetles with the crazy horns and shit. You're so good at it. I would love to see something like that created by you, because bug masks are the shit. Yes. Some of you will remember I was talking about Joe Reeder's, I'll say famous bug mask. It's famous in the mask world. House of Horrors originally made a bug mask, this one right here, and it is really, it's funny because Zach's give me House of Horror Joe Reeder vibes off of his old bug, but Zach never saw this before. He never knew this existed. Zach's a younger guy. Not a lot of people. So Joe Reeder masks were not like Don Post Studios, where everybody at one point in their life pretty much seen them as a kid growing up. No, Joe Reeder masks. He wasn't selling as many, of course, like Don Post Studios. They weren't mass produced out there. He was an independent guy doing this stuff under the name House of Horrors. And but look at the detailing in that sculpture and that face. And as soon as I seen these on Zach's table, I go, man, they remind me of the old Joe Reeder mask. But he really didn't know what mask it was. And then I show him a picture on my phone. He goes, oh man, looks like my bug, a little bit. And I go, yeah, man. And I showed these to a friend of mine in Beverly Hills, who is probably one of the best painters I've ever seen,
hands down, one of the best painters I've ever seen painting masks or props, things like that. He was actually in the special effects business many years ago, and he painted all the skeletons for Army of Darkness. Like, he was really doing it back in the day. So in time, he became this incredible painter. But what I'm getting at, Zach, is I showed him these, and he goes, "Oh my God," he goes, "those are great." He goes, "The paint jobs are beautiful." So very well done, man. Hopefully this will get you a little business. You know, if you guys want to order a bug mask, they were $400, I think, each, something like that. They were very close to that. They could have been 4, they could have been just over 4. I just can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm gonna get the camera down. We're gonna put Joe's away, but I had to just pull it out because we got 3 amazing bugs here. Joe's original version had smooth eyes, and then he did this crazy pattern. And this is latex. Look at the little pyramids. I don't know how he did it, but this was later produced by Death Studios, got Joe's mold, and pumped out his own versions in his own color scheme. To me, the Joe Reader ones are the best over the Death Studios one. These are a whole different class. This is a whole different thing now. Zach, your masks are absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to talk about them a little bit more. I'm going to come up front here. So, I mean, look at these things. They're just beautiful. You could see real close there that he's got that pattern, like the bug eye pattern, like almost like fishnet looking in that eyeball, which gives it the illusion of like a fly's eye almost. You know, that really neat looking insect eye. Here, I love that he did a whole different type of eyeball. He didn't just mimic that. It's not like I have just 2 color variations. I got 2 really different versions of the bug. You know, this could be the queen and that could be a worker of whatever the hell these are. But they're phenomenal. And I will show you guys. So he sent me a little tube of glue, and I'm guessing to glue these in. I'm going to show you how Zach makes these. The quality that for him to make this all fit perfectly when you assemble it, I mean, he really did an excellent job of all of that. This just fits like a damn glove, but you can see this whole part, the whole thing goes down in that mask and gets buried. I'm assuming the glue is to put a little bit of glue on there, but you don't have to. They're so nice and tight. I kind of corkscrew them in carefully. If you guys get one of these from him, this works really good. Just kind of push down and screw them in, and they go right into place all the way down. Perfect. See that? And that's so tight. This is not coming out unless you really pull it out of there. The way these are on these stands, they're not perfect. Like, they can sit back more, like they're kind of, see, they're flopping forward. I need to get better stands or get these stuffed more with paper in here so they're just tighter, so they face with their head laid back more. I don't want them, you know, leaning forward too much when they're finally displayed somewhere down here. My God, they're just gorgeous. This is doing the same thing. You know, it will be cocked back more, and when you do that, like, look at the coloring, man. Just killer. I could not wait to get these in my hands. Zach, you did a great job, of course. Oh, here's some paper. Let's see if we can get this one sitting better. A little bit better. You definitely need to work, you know, either get a thicker pole, build a nice stand with a dowel rod that is the same thickness of that hole in his foam. See, this one's already going down again, because these stands are not made for
these masks. They're skinny. I just want them to look good on the damn video, you know? So I'm trying to show off his paint jobs, you know? So I can't wait to get proper stands for them so they're not flopping around like this, but gorgeous, huh? Go look up Zach. It's Zach Studio on Instagram. You could tell him you saw him on Rudy's World and go buy some stuff from him. He's a very trustworthy seller. It didn't take him that long to do these. Start to finish, I don't know, a month or so. It was no big deal. It wasn't like, you know, I've waited months, like 6 months, 8 months for people to do shit for me. This was less than 2 month and a half, if that. That's that. Keep buying and selling masks. Keep painting those masks out there, you guys, because this hobby is doing nothing but growing. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, and I'm happy to say that. So, thanks again, and I'll see you guys soon.